Welcome to Eli Goldsmith's Relationship Flow. We are a busy time right at the end of the week of Shlach Lecha is a special week of Shlichus. We spoke about that in our Amuna's Our Future podcast and Unity Flow podcast. Recommend checking out. We've had some great guests. David Weinberg and Eliezer Kosoy came by. A lot of good energy with music, and they'll be both live already. David Weinberg is live and Eliezer is going live in the new week. A good friend of mine, we were in Shiva together, and interestingly, in terms of the relationship flow, my wife and I, we made his shidduch. So he has been married, thank God, for almost as long as us, coming up to 20 years as well, and Bliana has a lot of children, and I feel very happy to know that I was part of making a shidduch, making a match between two soulmates that brought down a lot of joy and nachas in the world through their children and through their positive ways that they host and do amazing things. Plus he's an amazing singer. So we thank God having good friends and guests, and it's been a good busy time period. Also, I'm cramming in a whole week for next week into this week pretty much, with a little bit left for Sunday and Thursday next week, because I'm going to be away for about 5 days, which is really important, and that connects into what the Relationship Flow podcast is going to be about today, which in the title you'll see we've been talking about financial support, emotional support, and physical support in terms of being there, all the different aspects, spiritual support. Today we're going to talk about happiness, being happy, and that is one of the most powerful, profound ways of supporting everything. Meaning a person who has happiness is being supportive and not ignoring, God forbid, not like pretending or avoiding or escaping, but obviously in a real way, true happiness, real happiness. Happiness is based on realness, and we're going to discuss that in a relationship. That is a tremendous tool, something which I know myself, growing up from England and not having the best role models of that kind of emotional state of happiness and being able to be samech b'helko, be rejoicing in our lot. The whole branding and the advertising world is in order. Growing up there, not making excuses for myself, but just that was the reality that I came here with. And even though I've been married almost 20 years, and my soulmate rightly says, you've had enough time kind of to work on this point. And thank God I have a holy rabbi, the Talmud Rebbe, who I've mentioned a few times here, always tells me, be happy, believe in yourself. The happiness is the key. Happiness is an absolute important part of life, and a person has to really work on it. And interestingly, even this week I just heard a very beautiful vort that connects in to Shlach Lecha, this week's parsha, of doing our shlichus and doing our agent, being an agent, like a booking agent, like I'm trying to do for this summer. There's a lot of opportunities now with things opening up, so we have to do it with joy. Whatever we're doing, we have to, thank God, go away with joy for vacation, and even the before and after, or the preps, and dealing with thank God, hosting guests here in Jerusalem, and then please God, a new opportunity of coming finally to getting on a plane and taking Rav Shalom Arush to the States at the end of July, and all the organization that goes into that to bring him to Miami, potentially Baltimore, also New York, and to have that kind of trip and to do it with joy, not to do it with stress or pressure, but to have a munah, and like as the Rav himself talks about, believing in ourselves, believing in God, that everything's meant to be for the good, and not to get controlling. And that's really where a lot of joy is leaked out. In every situation you're trying to control, like even right now trying to do this podcast, it took a lot of emotional strength for me to just pause on all the different things I'm trying to cram in before the weekend so I can have a better week next week, and to just record this and realize that it's really important I do this recording, not just for whoever listens, the 20, 30, 40 people that tune in on a weekly level, but also because I know that the talking it out, like Hispodidus, having that ability to talk, and it's very profound in its ability to heal and to process and to get things moving, so that someone like my soulmate can be welcomed with a smile, like under the chuppah when she first came. I mentioned this maybe in a previous class, but the idea of the chuppah of coming in that special place and being able to bond with a soulmate and to be able to experience that, and that was a moment of joy rather than a moment of stress. There was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. It wasn't easy for my wife and for the people there, but thank God that smile changed everything. And that's something which Rav Shalom Arush, who I'm working for, is called the Sarachir. He's someone who's always smiling and giving over that smile it makes a tremendous, profound effect on everybody around him, and it has led to a lot of success in his work, and it's an amazing tool in relationships, in intimacy, that it would just ease off that tension in all levels, on the financial and the emotional. And I truly believe that if a person is in a joyous state, then they can process anything, even if financially you're not able to be as supportive as you'd like, which I've definitely had those time periods, or you emotionally not you force yourself to smile, like Rav said in this week's parsha. I was about to get to it before. Rav Biederman was quoted by Rav Fisher Schechter, and also a rabbi who I get a lot from. It's important to have these spiritual guides, and the noise. There's always people here, just walked in, and they're a bit clueless with what I'm doing. But anyway, the point is that you have the power to influence people through joy and through giving a smile, and that's something which, thank God, I know myself, it's going to make such a profound difference. So Rabbi Biederman was saying that the Jews in the Midbar, when they're on their way in the desert to Israel, and they sent spies, and they didn't give good reports and the whole thing, and they cried, and the Jewish people cried, and they say for that cry that was baseless, wasn't based on anything, it was bechinam, it was free, that they will have an exile bechinam, like the idea that we'll have to go through all the churban, all the destruction and pain that we've gone through all the generations till now, that because we cried for no real good reason, that we're going to have to cry for all the generations. And that's Tisha B'Av was established, a very sad day for the Jewish people, and representative of all the different destructions that we've gone through, and a day of mourning. And really it all could have been avoided if we would had a time of free simcha, free joy, free smiles. Then all the generations, it would have been joy, and the day of mourning would be turned into joy. So even if we haven't managed to do it till now, maybe we can start that now as part of, Rav Orish is talking about ahavas chinam, but maybe we should have simchas chinam, like just pure joy, just for the sake of being joyous, and put on a smile, even if you don't feel it emotionally. And that's where the emotional support, you might not be feeling it, but just put on a smile anyway, like I did under the chuppah, under the wedding canopy, and it just changed the whole state of my wife and our future, that we're able to smile no matter what. And that smile is a powerful tool. Like, it not only is it health-wise very recommended to smile for the face muscles and the effect it has on the psychological well-being of a person, but it also influences the people around you, because in the end your face is the Rishus Rabbim. Your face is not really yours, meaning, like, I'm not holding by all this, by the way, I'm just saying this over, hopefully it will influence me to become a more happy person, and less serious, less intense, a bit more happy, a bit more joyous. So the idea that when you're walking around, your face is Panei Menorah, it's a menorah, it's made in the image of God, and you have ability to bring out light, like the Hanukkah menorah, to light up the darkness. And the face, the smile, is where the mouth is, where everything is heading towards. All the holes in your face, the apertures in your face, the ears, the eyes, the nose, there's 6 of them, like the menorah, and the 7th is the middle. That's the middle branch, that's the one that everything faces towards, and that's where all the light emanates from that middle branch to all the other parts of your nostrils, your eye sockets and your ears. The mouth is influential, how you speak, how you present yourself, and the smile, the joy. So it's really important that if we're going ahead now with a relationship flow focus, to take these ideas and to bring it into your relationship. You will have a much more profound, intimate experience through joy. That's how the rabbis were documented in the Talmud, that they did it with energy and joy. They had relations with their wife with energy and joy. That's the kind of relationship it needs to be, with simcha, with happiness, and with connection. And remember that when you're connecting, you're downloading your energy into that person, and it's very important that the download not have viruses. And I would say quite, seriously, that a virus for our generation would be a lack of joy. That would be the virus for our generation. Anyway, so we're going to end off the podcast today with a very profound point, and wishing everybody ability to be joyous, to bring it into our life no matter what, joy no matter what, And that will hopefully give us the success to have beautiful relationship flows and intimate moments that we'll be proud of. And we'll keep going ahead of our intimacy series. Thank you for joining. Please share your relationship flow. Have a joyous day. And thank you once again. And I hope I'll be able to post by the end of the week next week. But it might be a busy one with the vacation to get the podcast out. So if you reach out to me and request it, I'll get it up. Without vow. So please God, we should have happy moments together. Thanks for listening.